and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of Wine Wednesday. It is your boy Vitorio. We have special guest Gianna Tesone with us. She is a coach. You specialize in athletics, and she is also an artist, a fabulous artist at that. I'm digging it. Her art kind of gives me like that Basquiat type of feel, you know, which he's one of my favorite artists. But no, it's really dope. Tonight we are sipping on some of yours truly, Vitorio, and it is the Merlot 2019. This wine particularly is like, it's a balance. It kind of gives you a best of both worlds, especially if you like, I would say the dry type wines, but also the sweet wines. Yeah, it's like a little bit of sleep. It's very berry forward, you know, like raspberry, blueberry, tannins in it. But it definitely has that oak dry finish when you drink it. So it's all like, it's not too dry like your Syrahs, Malbecs, and Cabs, but it definitely gives you a taste of that, and also, you know, a hint of like fruitiness and kind of sweetness. But enough of the wine. How are you liking it, by the way?
I dig it.
You like it?
It's good.
Okay.
I won't say what glass number I'm on. It's really good. It's really good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I like this one. I have a Zinfandel that people tend to like as well. I like it myself. It's like the sweetest wine that I will drink because I do not like sweet wine that much. I cannot do it, as my Wine Wednesday family knows. I like more of the drier side. But enough of me. I kind of want to know what got you started with art, and like when was your first piece that you ever like orchestrated?
Yeah, I've been an artist, a creative kid ever since like day one.
Yeah.
Always
Okay.
getting my hands dirty. Always
Yeah.
like staying involved with anything creative. I mean, took classes all throughout like schooling.
Yeah.
I think I really started to take it seriously in high school. Kind of understood like how my gift was developing, and I really started to see it flourish into something really special. I think I sold my first piece like late high school.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, and I had no idea like the ropes of it, but someone was like, "Hey, I really like this. Can I buy it off you?" I'm like, "Sure. Here's $50. That's great."
No, that's dope.
You
That
know?
is
So
dope.
It's cool. I'm thankful I've been able to like foster that gift.
No, that's actually dope, because similar to you, music's always kind of been a part of my life.
Yeah.
But I know like what really got me into it was definitely in my high school career. And I used to literally like go to parties and literally like just rhyme. Like people would be quiet, like it'd be dead silent, and kids would be like, "V, you need to rap," and then I'll go and bust, and like they'll go crazy. So that's dope that you kind of like channeled it in high school and seen it flourish, because it was like in my high school time as well when I really started to be like, okay, I have something in this. Let me see where I can take it.
And I think that's when like a lot of people start to discover their gifts, whether they like really listen to them or not.
Yeah.
Like really like press into them. I think that's a pivotal time. For
Yeah,
so many people, you know?
definitely.
Yeah, it's special.
Yeah, nah, for real. You went to school for art, right? And what college did you go to again?
I went to Point Loma Nazarene University
Oh,
in San Diego. It was a smaller liberal arts. I miss it every day. It was so fun. Yeah, majored in fine arts and dedicated a lot of my time to that.
Yeah.
And, you know, not everybody needs to go to school for art.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's not typical for artists to pursue an arts degree.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what ended up happening in my life. And I'm so thankful that I allowed that to happen, because I wanted to go to school for neuro.
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted to go to school to study science. That's what I was so set on. And things just started to take off with my art.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best decision I ever made.
No, I love that. I love that. I went out to LA too. I was at Los Angeles Film School, and I did audio engineering. And it was funny because in high school, like I said, when I was like finding myself and like really figuring out what I wanted to do, I knew I wanted to like make music in a way, or just like be a creative you know what I'm saying, in some type of way. But I remember my dad was all like, they don't have rap scholarships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it is, and I can like attest to what you're saying, like about just like going on a leap of faith and just getting your degree in fine arts and stuff like that.
It still is.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a journey.
It is. It's not predictable. It's not gonna be consistent.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it. Like, it keeps you on your toes and keeps you growing and learning.
No,
understanding more about yourself.
Hell yeah. So your art, I am in love with it. I kind of want to grab a little bit of your inspiration on all angles, because I know for me at least, like, I don't only get inspired by other musicians that do my craft well. Like I said, even seeing your art, it can inspire me to write something, you know what I'm saying, that I never would have thought.
And vice versa with me with music.
Oh, okay,
and, like,
okay,
music influences me a lot too. So I get you.
But I kind of like life inspiration, like what, like everything that just like ties into your art, from down to experiences, all that.
Yeah.
I would love to know.
I mean, like, just like you said, like, experience influences huge part of why I create, how I create. A lot of the work that I've been doing for a while, and even more so recently, is expression.
Okay.
It's not an impression of a subject that I see. There's a little bit of impressionism here. You can see some figurative work, impressions of a face, of hands, of you know, people can attach different images to things. But really a big part of my work right now is expressing a state of emotion that I'm in, or an experience that I just had, or a conversation I just had with somebody. And that's a big part of how I create, and just trying to bring a language to something that you can't put words to. And it's something that is so personal to me, because it comes from me and it comes from a lens of which I see life. But at the same time, it's like there are so many parts that are so human, and it can connect so universally.
Definitely.
That's what I'm going for. That's like pure originality.
It definitely is. And I like how you say that, like you're expressing something you can't put to words. And that's why I would say fell in love with hip hop. Because I feel like we're the gatekeepers of like expressing the feeling that like you think and you go through on a daily basis, where like the common person doesn't know how to like necessarily articulate it. So it's all like we're kind of like that voice box, that messenger of like tying something that's deeply like rooted to us, but also making it universal enough for like the world to feel as well. And I think that's always the beauty in art, for sure.
There's so much power behind it. Like, I don't create. I mean, of course, I have influences. There's a big handful of artists that I look up to big time. But it's like I don't look at images when I paint.
I feel
like I just kind of create from what is like in my head, and people are like, how do you do that? I don't know. It's just, again, like, it's a language. Like, a language is natural. Like, you think about what a language is, you know, just like writing music, you produce it naturally. Like, of course, there's the fine tuning, there's the natural tendencies, then you have to fine tune things you know, meticulously, but it's like it just comes natural. Like, this is how I speak. This is one of my
literally
expression, communication, and it's so important to me.
Hell yeah. Nah, so as far as like artist base, like what artists would you say that you're like, oh, I could take a piece from you, a piece of that? So which ones are like big in your world?
Definitely a lot of the classical Italian masters to begin with. Da Vinci, a lot of his figurative work. Studied a lot of him in my undergrad. Mark Rothko, who's a Russian or Czechoslovakian, something like that. He was an abstract painter. He really studied a lot of color theory, and I pay attention to a lot of color. Like, there's a lot of like psychology behind color, and it evokes certain emotions. And he was the first to pioneer color field painting. He just painted blocks of color. Really incredible. Like, first time I saw his pieces in person, I almost cried. Like they're very,
they're
so simple, but he just knows how to use color so well. And his work was very influential.
Okay.
Later on in my undergrad. Definitely Basquiat. How raw it is, how unapologetic he creates. Very childlike too. Like you see some images and you're like, oh, that looks like it was drawn by a kid. That's how it should be.
But what's art anyway? Like people sometimes I feel like look at art. Well, see, this is where it gets tricky, because when we're talking in the vein of like hip hop and like music, I do think there's a fine line between like substance and it's like, okay, like are you really even putting like attention to it? You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't,
kind
you
of
have
art for art's sake.
Like
just singing for.
Like I feel like it has to be critiqued in some type of way. Just because I feel like then it'll be like kind of abused. Like now in the hip hop state, I feel like a lot of people do it just because they feel it's easy and just because they're so accessible to a recording studio. But with art, I feel like it's like in the same vein too. Like what Basquiat's doing and what you got, like it's like, because you guys are representing something, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you're representing substance and a culture and you're honing in on it. I want to ask you though, how did this piece particularly come along?
Good question. There's actually like another piece underneath it that I thought I had finished.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I don't love it. It doesn't feel like whole.
Oh, okay.
And I've been working a lot with golds lately, and I've really been loving that. Been working a lot with reds, and there was actually a lot of like red, like warmer tones on the piece underneath this. A lot of my pieces have like lots of layers.
Oh, good.
Lots of layers.
As you said, lots and lots of layers.
Not just the texture. There's not a ton of texture on this compared to some of my other pieces, but there's like background to each of the pieces. This one, it's almost kind of a reproduction of another piece that I did a while ago. The piece prior, it was a diptych, so like a set of two canvases as a part of one piece. It was on raw canvas. It was like a black and white piece, very similar kind of like structure. The hands, the face, all that, and I really loved the composition of that piece and just like the emotion that it evoked. It was one of my first like gestural face pieces, and this piece is not done yet. There's still like a little bit to be done, but it's getting there. And I don't know, I've just